Good morning, everybody. It's about 9:15, I think it is, this morning, and just making a quick video before I shoot off to the airport. So today I'm on my way to Brussels, and the reason I'm going to Brussels is because I'm on a parliamentary delegation. So that means it's where cross-party members of each different political parties go and represent New Zealand or have discussions with regard to New Zealand around specific issues in some other nations. I think if I think back, I've had the privilege to do this on a number of occasions, in Myanmar, for example, where I went into Myanmar with a delegation from New Zealand, and we were able to, the purpose of going there was to discuss with what is a relatively new democracy, how New Zealand can better support them around the training of their public servants. And that if you train your public servants well, and if your public servants are well supported, then there's less chance of corruption. How we could assist them around libraries, actually. That was one of the topics that they wanted to talk about, both parliamentary libraries and libraries throughout their country. When we go, we talk to all sides of the political conversation, because that's who we take. We take all sides of the political conversation. I also remember in South Africa, for example, I was part of a delegation, and that delegation had conversations with parliamentarians of South Africa, but we specifically had conversations with the Health Committee and the Education Committee, so that we could explain to them. They had questions with regard to the New Zealand system. They had questions around ACC, for example. They had questions around our New Zealand curriculum and how that could possibly be amended and rolled out into South Africa. But it's not all one-sided. We also had conversations with their gender committee, which I think it's their diversity committee. So they've got some really interesting pieces of legislation, or even just political party understandings around making sure they have gender balance, making sure that they have a balance of people with disabilities in their parliament. So there were some really interesting lessons that we could learn from them around those topics. And Tuvalu was another place that I went that was connected to the United Nations delegation, and that again was around supporting their democracy, helping train their public servants, working with their current politicians, trying to minimize corruption in these nations, and creating those one-on-one relationships. So, because let's get real, we're all humans, and at the end of the day, it's that human-to-human contact which makes country-to-country contact so much easier and keeps the lines of communication open in difficult times. So I'm on my way to Brussels, and I will be 3 days in Brussels, and then I'll be going my way to London for 3 days in London. And the objectives of the visit are to promote stronger parliamentary engagement with the European Parliament, the Belgian Parliament, and the United Kingdom Parliament. We're to discuss and exchange views on parliamentary and recent regional political developments, particularly Brexit. Examine issues with the European Parliament in trade, environment, ethnic communities and diversity, education and science, data protection and immigration migration, and to promote New Zealand's national interest and advocate for deeper economic, trade and people-to-people linkages. So while the itinerary is quite full, and I'm more than happy to, on a daily basis, share that itinerary with you, I'm going to see the inside of lots of buildings. I'm not going to have much downtime with the delegation to actually do any much sightseeing that I'm aware of. I think I've pretty much got one free day over the period of time that I'm there, so I'm hoping to get out and see something of the countryside while I've gone all that way. But the other members of the delegation. The delegation is being led by the Honourable Annette King, and this was set before Annette made her decision with regard to her political future. But she's an amazing person to go on a delegation with. She has such in-depth and intense knowledge around the sort of past political processes, particularly in the number of ministerial roles that she has held over the period of her career. So she's a great delegation leader. And also Melissa Lee is the other member of the delegation. So that's what I'm doing. I'll be checking in once I get off planes. I'll make sure that I do videos each day so that you know that I'm working. Okay, bye-bye.